Hi guys, here is first lecture. The name of lecture, Introduction to Physiology. So physiology defined. So physiology is the science that's concerned with the function of the living organism and its parts and of the physical and chemical process involved. The science of body function. So what means the physiology? It studies the function. So first, to understand what the study of physiology, we should understand the meaning of function. Function, it means what? Socially, for example, you know anatomy. Anatomy, what? It's a study of structure or morphology. So what? Organism. So this organism consists of organs. So, I mean, these organs do somewhat, do some actions, to actions, and to give to what does organ do or system do, the physiology give answers. So it means what function. This called thing we call function. Okay, and physiology. Word physiology. This word comes from Latin language. Physio means nature. Logy, it comes from the word logos. It means science. So what it means? It means a study about nature. Levels of structural organization. So system level, we're gonna study only, physiology study on the only system level. System consists of related organs with a common function. Organ system level, for example, here is given what digestive system breaks down and absorbs the food. So system, say what? They made from the organs. So digestive system, it makes organs like mouth, small and large intestines, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. And they create what system? And they what? They all do one common function, like breaking down and absorbing food. And in our organism, we have 11 organ system. First is circulatory system, digestive system, respiratory system, urinary system, skeletal system, muscular system, integumentary system, immune system, nervous system, endocrine system, reproductive system. So as you notice, so you see all the systems there, you see in the below, they're written what organs from what they are made. And homeostasis, the most important things for physiology, it's a homeostasis. All right, because all the things, all the system, all the function which one what their main goal or target is what to keep this homeostasis. So homeostasis, it's a Latin word. Homo means same. Stasis means constant. So what it means? It means that it must be keep what the same constant condition. So condition of equilibrium, also called balance, in the body's internal environment. Maintain an almost constant internal environment. So we have what? We have constants in our organism. So like what constant? Like temperature. You know our temperature is 96 Fahrenheit, or we call 36.6 Celsius. Level of glucose, blood pressure, level of some substance like sodium, potassium, pH, also it's constant. So all the changes, it cause what? It cause some pathological consequences. So what? To keep all this in what? In normal condition is called what? Homeostasis. So here is given one example. Blood glucose level range between 70 and 110 milligram of glucose, that's liter of blood. Whole body contributes to maintain the internal environment within the normal limits. Yes, internal environment. Homeostasis and body fluids. Maintaining the volume and composition of body fluids are important. So fluid, they also mean the constant. So what? It also must mean somewhat level to keep homeostasis. The body fluids are defined as dilute watery solutions. Yes, it's solutions because they contain dissolved chemicals inside or outside of the cell. So according the fluid which is or in the cell or out the cell, we have two spaces. The first is intracellular fluid, fluid within the cells, and second is extracellular fluid, fluid outside the cells. So you see here, we have what you see 45% is solids and 55% fluid. So 40 is solid and 60% is fluid. So from C you can notice that mostly our organism is made from what liquid or water. So and this total body fluid is divided into two parts, intracellular and extracellular fluid. So 2 over 3 is part is intracellular and 1 over 3 extracellular fluid. And this extracellular fluid is divided into two parts like interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid is the fluid which is contained between the cells and tissues, and the 20% is plasma. So this is a liquid which is in the vessels like veins, arteries, limbs. Okay, intercellular fluid and body function. Cellular function depends on the regulation of composition of interstitial fluid, body's internal environment. Composition of interstitial fluid changes as it moves. Movement back and forth across capillary walls provide nutrients like glucose, oxygen, ions to tissue cells and removes waste carbon dioxide. So what means? So it means there must be always a movement of what? Of substances into the cell or out the cell. So this thing it goes what again to keep what? To keep homeostasis. I mean to keep what? Pressure. Because if according to the external factors, it can be changed. That's why this substance it moves, I mean, into the outer cell to what? To keep homeostasis. Feedback system, yes, it is very important. Feedback system, I mean, the main function of feedback system what? To keep homeostasis by getting the signal from the outside or external environment. So there is a cycles of events, body is monitored and remonitored. It means what? It means body is always observed and again is observed to what? Firstly, it's observed before this, I mean any accident, and after it's again observed to what? To this it's okay or not. Each monitor variable is termed a control condition, and it consists of three basic components. The first one is receptor, second is control center, and third is effector. So how it works? Let's see. So we have what? Receptors. Receptor, it is what? It is a, I mean, outside our organs which get what? Signals from external. So what? How it works? How it gets signals? So there is any stimulus which what? This disrupts homeostasis by increasing or decreasing. For example, temperature. So temperature it's outside, it may be increase or decrease. For example, in the hot weather, like in summer, it can be increased, or in winter, it can be decreased. And you know that our body temperature is also constant, so it must always keep the what? Same body temperature. It's controlled condition that is monitored by. So it gets by receptors, it gets signals of any changes, just come outside, that sent to the control center. Nerve impulse or chemical signals. So it comes by what? By nerve impulse or by chemical signal like mediators. And it's simple. So this control center, it's what? I mean, it is in the central nervous system. So here it is in the hypothalamus. It's organ which is in the brain. It receives the an input and provide. So what? After it provides, and it gives the what? To the effectors. So effectors out by nerve impulse or chemical signals to what? To bring about change or what? Response alter and counter condition. So it gives what? There's to do, I mean, some effect. For example, according to the what? According to by what? To increase or decrease the signals, it divides into positive or negative feedback. Okay. Let's see, feedback system. Receptor is a body structure that monitors changes in the controlled condition, sends input to the control center, like nerve ending or the skin in response to the temperature change. Feedback system, control center, its brain, sets the range of values to be maintained, its aim and set point, evaluates input received from receptors and generates output command. Nerve impulses, hormones, brain acts as a control center, receiving nerve impulses from skin temperature receptors. Effector receive output from the control center, produce a response, yes, response or reply or effect that changes the controlled condition. Found in nearly every organ or tissue, body temperature drops, the brain sends an impulse to skeletal muscles to contract, shivering to generate heat. Okay, so negative and positive is negative feedback system reverses a changes in a controlled condition. For example, regulation of blood pressure, force exerted by blood is pressed against the walls of the blood vessels. And positive feedback system strengthen or reinforce a change in one of the body's controlled conditions. For example, normal childbirth. Okay, let's talk about negative feedback system. So negative, so any signals from which get from outside, and we give to reply. So what it means? It means when we increase the primary signals, we call it directly, so it will be positive. It will be inverse or against this, we call it negative feedback. For example, about temperature. So temperature is decreased, then it gets to the minus. So what? The how receptors get signal and it comes to the hypothalamus. So in hypothalamus we have two centers, which is one which produce hot center and cold center. So it means what? This what? Hypothalamus regulates this but by producing substances which will increase the sensibility of hot center when it gets what? Cold, and decreasing cold, or inversely increasing cold center and decreasing hot center. So here when it's get outside cold, so we get what? It increases hot center. So sensibility to hot center, but because it has to increase the body temperature, to keep the what? Against the homeostasis. So how it works? When it goes signal, this substance produced, I will not call the name of the substance, you will study it in future. So this one produced, and it will what? It will get to the effector, and effector will give what? Will start some system to work, but to increase the body temperature. For example, what? First is shivering of muscles. The muscles start to contracting when it start to produce heat. It's first, and second, it produced like vasoconstrictors. Vasoconstrictors do what? They constrict the vessels. When the vessels constrict, it means one, the releasing of temperature will decrease. By this, so what you get? It decreases the producing of heat, and also it decreases the releasing of heat. So by this, they increase the body's temperature to keep the homeostasis. So this we call negative feedback system because it go against the system. So positive feedback system, what? For example, here is again normal childbirth. So what it happen in normal childbirth? The what? This size of uterus it increase. So when it increase, it gets what? The body of child it push the walls of uterus. So what? It gets strengthened. So it gets what? Mechanical impulse. So by this, it will produce to go to the what? To again the central nervous system. They produce some substances which will what? Which will increase the contraction of what? Of uterus. So you see, it again increase, not decrease. So that's why we called it positive feedback. Okay, is it clear? So let's go to the next slide. So negative feedback regulation of blood pressure. So here example, another example, external internal stimulus increase the blood pressure. So you have baroreceptors, pressure sensitive receptors, detect higher blood pressure, send nerve impulse to the brain for interpretation, response sent via nerve impulse, sent to heart and blood vessels, blood pressure drops and homeostasis restored. Drop in blood pressure negates the original stimulus. You see, it drops. That's why it is a negative feedback. Okay. Positive feedback, blood loss. Okay, normal condition. In normal condition, heart pumps the blood under pressure to body cells, oxygen and nutrients. Severe blood loss, for example, this example like we lost, severe blood. So blood pressure drops. Yes, it drops. Cell receives less oxygen and function less efficiently. This is a signal. New blood loss continues. What? Heart cell become weaker. Yes, due to lack of blood. Heart doesn't pump, and blood pressure continues to fall. Okay, this is what we call what? Positive feedback. Homeostatic imbalances. Normal equilibrium of body processes are disrupted, like moderate imbalance, disorder of nerve structure and function, disease specific for an illness with recognizable signs and symptoms. Signs are objective changes such as fever or swelling. Symptoms are subject changes such as headache and severe imbalance and and that it's this. So all these things what they go what imbalance, homeostasis. Okay, so this is was our first lecture. So thanks to everyone for watching, for your attention. Okay, see you. Bye bye.